Welcome to the Bodybuilding Banter Podcast, your number one source of all things bodybuilding. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on future episodes. Now, here's your host, Leroy Rollins.
All right, people, welcome to the Bodybuilding Banter Podcast. My man Jack and I are here. We're going to give you guys a little update as to where we are in our current situations, and then we got one question that we're going to dig into. So Jack just mentioned to me when we were getting this going on that he just is finishing up a deload. So tell people about that, Ben, and how it's going.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in again. Thank you for Leroy for having me. This is going to be something hopefully we're going to continue doing on the weekly basis, which sounds very fun. Hopefully going forward we'll have different topics to discuss, but a little bit of an update with me. So yeah, I've currently been deloading this week. So last week I got to the end of the week and I realised that I was a bit fried. I should have really rested Sunday, but I didn't because I'm a stubborn motherfucker when it comes to training.
Aren't we all?
And I know, but I knew what I was doing. So guys, if you're watching this and you're like going into some sessions and you're thinking, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just potentially just think to yourself, okay, maybe I should just back off today and then see how you feel. Because I wish I did that. I didn't. I went into the week and I trained. Yeah, I trained Sunday, and then Monday I woke up. I had the worst sore throat ever.
Yeah.
Well, still got a bit of a cough now. And yeah, I've just been ill pretty much for like 4 days. So overreached, man. Like if you overreached, you're going to get ill. Your immune system's going to be suppressed like hell, and you're going to suffer. So just I mean, if you're feeling not 100%, just recognize that, and then be an adult about it. This is again where having a coach would really help me.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so stubborn. I just don't think I could be coached by anyone ever again. I don't know. Are you coached, dude? I haven't asked you this.
Yeah. I've been with the same coach since 2016, I guess. He's done wonders for me and taught me a lot. I think going probably after this prep, I think I'm confident enough to go in it on my own. But for me, it's not so much having like the knowledge, but it's just like that second set of eyes to keep me like, okay, you're progressing well. I send him my pictures, I send him weigh-ins, and it's just like, okay, this is how things are going. And for me, it's been a benefit, but I think I'm ready to graduate to the next step here soon.
Yeah. Do you like someone else having complete control over your macros?
Yeah, I mean, because we worked together so long, like it's more of like, when we got together, all those years ago, it was basically like, okay, this is the food I like to eat. Let's structure it around that. So for me, it's like, and we've basically the last, 4 or 5 shows, my diet's been basically the same, right? Like none of it, when it's come prep time, none of it's a surprise for me. There's little things that he's tweaked here and there, but a lot of it's really predictable, which is, part of the reason why I think I'm ready to go in on my own here in the next, probably year or so.
Absolutely.
So as far as him having control, yes and no, I guess. Like I think for someone new, having that more hand holding is definitely of benefit. Absolutely,
I agree for sure. I just liked when I was prepping. I just liked to be able to, like, if I made a wrong judgment call with an adjustment to nutrition, I like to be able to just say that was my fault.
Yeah.
Rather than someone else being like, okay, I think we should do this, and I'm like, maybe I don't agree, but we'll do it. And then it doesn't go the way you want, and then you're like, fuck you, it was your fault. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and we had that the first prep, right? Like the first time we worked together, it was a lot of trial and error, right? He didn't know my body, I didn't know my body, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay,
Absolutely.
we're gonna have rice pre-workout. What's that do to you? We're gonna have potatoes post-work. You know what I mean? It's playing around with that stuff. Now it's like, okay, here's the plan. Let's follow it. We know these 6 variables work. Like for me, just mentioning rice there. Like I know if I have rice like an hour out, workout's phenomenal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just I know there's a dramatic difference between having rice pre-workout and something like potatoes or oatmeal. I don't know what it is, but it just works, right? So for us, it's more so just running with those things. Whereas you're right, like if it was, if I was to go with a different coach and he'd be telling me things and I'd be like intuitively being like, well, he'd be like, I don't like rice pre-workout. And I'd be like, but wait, rice pre-workout for me is awesome. So I know what you mean. It's give and take, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just so intrigued how rice gives you such a good training performance.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the pump is stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's strange, man. That is strange. How's your prep going anyway? Like, is it going well?
Yeah, so
Some photos, mate. You look pretty beastie, actually. To be fair, how old are you again?
24.
Okay, cool. My age, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so currently sitting at mid to high 166 from 176 the start of prep. So we've just cracked the 10-pound mark.
How long dieting for?
We're on week. What's today? Tomorrow will be 16 weeks out. We started at 28. So
Okay.
we're like 10, 12 weeks in. But we've just been going so slow, and that's what I wanted. Like I just want to get ridiculously peeled, and I knew what I looked like when we had an 18-week prep, so I'm like, you know what? Let's give it more time. So that's what we've been doing. One of the head judges here in Ontario, he does like posing clinics.
Yeah.
So booked an hour with him last weekend, and he actually was like, "When's your show again?" I'm like, "April," and he's like, "You look like it should be in February."
Yeah.
He's like, "You look like you're ahead." So we've talking with my coach. The next kind of like, especially through the holidays, it's kind of good timing. Like the next kind of 2 weeks is going to be coasting. A little bit more freedom with food, and then I think come the new year, which puts us like 12 to 14 weeks out, is when we'll kind of turn it up a bit again.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because I was watching your photos. Your standout body part for me is your back.
Yeah, and that it's funny you say that because was an area that a year ago we wanted to bring up. So thank you, man. You made me feel like the work has paid off.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But I know how that feels like. So I brought my back up drastically from just training it more often and harder.
Yeah.
And your back's a standout body part, man. Like the thickness for your erectors. Are you deadlifting?
I spent like the majority of my training career up until this past year because I hurt my back, like heavy doubles and triples all day long. Like I just always loved deadlifting, and that's what I attribute it to because you're right. It's kind of like even when I look at it sometimes, like looking at fellow competitors, like and from stage shots, and it's like, okay, there's significantly like half an inch more meat on my lower back than most.
Yeah, but that's sick though, man. Because when you get lean, that's going to look incredible. When you get lean, and your waist ties into your lats, that's when you know you're ready. But yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'm hoping you're going to do a UK DFPA qualifier, yeah?
Oh, one day, down the road. I got a plan for that. That's a big trip.
I think you should do that next year, man. Honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't.
We'll see what the flight costs over there. Can't be too ridiculous.
No, but imagine if you could, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
My long term, legit, bro. My long term, like, I want in my perfect scenario is like me, you, AJ Morris, couple other guys in like 3 years at WNBF Worlds, fighting for that lightweight title. I just think that would be just the life that I want to live.
That'd be sick, man. Like, I know AJ's going in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I plan to compete, and I love the guy. Like we're great friends. We'll never not be great friends. But I'm not gonna lie. Like I want to beat him if I can. Beat
100%. I mean that's the nature of being a competitor, right? Like as much as you're bros, at the end of the day, like you want that hand held high.
Absolutely, 110%, and I'll be putting fucking work in.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm stoked.
That'll be a battle, man. That'll be a fucking battle, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the question that was asked. How do you both set up your meal timing? I thought that was a pretty cool question.
Yeah, that is a good question. So is it generally throughout the days or pre-workout, post-workout, or just every meal?
Yeah, let's kind of dive into it, right? Because there's different ways we can approach this, right? Like we can talk about pre and post-workout nutrition. Pre-bed, like, some people can't eat a big meal before bed. It keeps them awake. Like, so give me kind of your general tactics with that.
Yeah, sure. So my like nutrition is based from a convenience perspective. I basically started doing this when I was dieting. So I'm sure you may do the same. But when I was dieting, my calories got low. I used to just push my first meal back.
Yep.
Like in hours. I've never been like, I'm the kind of guy that can get up at like 6:30. I can have a coffee and a greens drink, and I will literally be fucking focused and good for a long time on that. As soon as I eat, I find I lose focus a little bit. My concentration levels just not as good. Like this morning, I did 4 hours of check-ins, and I had no food before that. I had a black coffee, and I was just so focused. Like, I could just crack on work. Yeah, like as soon as I eat, I'm just like, okay. Like as soon as I eat, I'm like, okay, when am I training? And then my mindset switches completely from trying to crack on with work and be productive, Jack, and then someone who's going to have their pre-workout meal and then think about, okay, let's put away Screencast-O-Matic, let's put away the Google Sheets. Let's get out my training sheets, and that's my important time. So I don't eat really until we're talking potentially like 11:15.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't really. I'm never hungry earlier.
Yeah.
And why force food in me when my body's not wanting it in that moment? I don't see the point.
And for you too, like calorie expenditure, right, in front of your computer isn't much. So, you don't need to fuel your body for typing.
Absolutely not. No, and if anything, eating, it doesn't necessarily fuel my brain straight away.
Yeah.
I do find though there's a lot of controversy about sort of specific kind of macronutrients around training and pre-workout, etc. But I do find I am more focused when I have a protein and fat-based meal pre-workout.
Yep.
But the only issue with me with that is it puts me so far behind my caloric needs.
Yeah.
That I struggle so much to get the food in towards the end of the day, so it's just not realistic really from time.
You're trying to pack it in.
Yeah, but from a body composition and performance perspective, I have found that fats and proteins do give me just superb focus, really, cognitive functioning more than anything.
Yeah.
But my first meal was around 11:15. It's usually about 200 grams of carbs.
Yep.
60, 70 protein, and then there's usually about 20, 25 fat just to slow down the digestion of carbs.
Yep.
Then I always have an intra workout shake, which is up to 50 grams of carbs at the moment because carbs are high.
Yep.
Alongside Pepto and some creatine. And then post-workout is usually, at the moment, I'm just rice cakes and jam because it's just easy for me to get in.
For sure.
The rice cakes, jam, whey, a good amount of whey protein. But when I say rice cakes and jams, I mean like a full sleeve of rice cakes. We're talking, like 160 carb plus.
Perfect.
Then my post-workout meal is I usually go back. I kind of go back to sort of either the oats or the rice. Yep. At the moment, it's white rice. It's basmati rice.
Yep.
And that's usually quite a big bolus. We're talking 150 grams of rice.
Nice.
And then with that, I'll have like a lean protein source. At the moment, I'm really into the 5% lean beef, which just tastes good.
Yep. Perfect.
And that would be like 7:30, 8. And I usually, again, holy shit, more food. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to go and cook some more oats. Put some more oats again.
Yeah.
Usually with some protein powder in it just to get my protein out. And then I'll usually have like some nut butter.
Yep.
Potentially a protein bar or something like that.
Sure.
And maybe some downstairs. I've got
making me hungry, man. You make me hungry. All this food talk.
Hey, I've got so much shit in my house. I've got like boxes of Celebration downstairs.
Nice.
And I'm just every time I walk past, I just grab a Snickers every time.
There you go.
If you're contest prepping, you'd go crazy being in my house.
Yeah. There's nothing good around here right now. It's pretty. She's pretty lean around these parts.
Are you hungry, mate? Are you hungry or are you good at the moment?
I go through spurts. Today's a low carb day, so I know like I had all my carbs. I have like little weird shit that I've always done. Like for me on a low carb day, I cardio in the morning, so I try to get all my carbs done early in the day. That's just strictly for me. It's something mental. It's like, okay, I'm just going to be in a fat burning the rest of the day because it's just like meat and veg. But in the mornings, like I'm waking up pretty hungry, and when I have to do fasted cardio, like by the end of that, like my stomach's like, all right, man, let's get some food quick. So, and usually breakfast in the morning because I work so early and it's just like pretty quick with clients coming in the door. It's like a smoothie, so it's just like oats, blueberries, whey, blend it, drink it, and it's quick. That usually tides me over for a couple hours. And then meal 2 is usually I try to get, like I was just mentioning, like the rice earlier, like about an hour out from training, gets in my system. Usually it's like a rice and chicken kind of deal, and then we're good to go for training. Post-workout is like relatively quick. Usually I train like clients from 6 a.m. to like 11, for example. Then I'll train, and then by the time like I'm home, I'm hungry. So that's when I smash my post workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I can tell you're not that hungry yet, but because you wouldn't be blending up oats.
No, yeah, it's funny. Weekends is when I cook them, and I just like volumize it a little bit, take my time eating it. During the week, it's out of necessity really to blend it. But yeah, you're right. As soon as the hunger gets a little bit less manageable, that's when the food volume will go up a little bit.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, I love feeling hungry when I was dieting. I fucking love it.
It's almost like, for me, it's like almost I can feel like that hunger's like your body like burning. You know what I mean? Like it's some mental thing, right? And it's hard to explain to people that haven't competed. But like when you're like at the end of the day, when you go to bed and you're like kind of hungry, you're like, all right, new low weigh-in tomorrow.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, but the thing is that when you are hungry, you're in a deficit, aren't you? You know your body's in a deficit. You are burning body fat when you're in a deficit. So yeah, like I fucking love those days, man. Like I love the days that are hard because you're so hungry, but you just push through and you get to the end of the day and you like come in on the bed and you just collapse.
Yeah, and you're like I'm done.
You just close the door. What are your current macros, mate? Just quickly, I'm interested.
Macros, man. We're probably maybe around 180, 200 protein. Protein's pretty high right now. Carbs are still What's that?
Protein's not that high.
Nah, I'm only, for 160, like it's a gram and a bit per pound. So for me, it's kind of high. Like off season, protein goes like 0.8 per pound. Like I like high carb in the off season. So for me, it's a bit of a switch. Carbs are up there. They're starting to drop now. Like I might be just shy of 300 per day. Today, obviously, they're quite a bit lower. And then fat's kind of the usual, maybe like 60 grams a day.
Yeah. Not too bad, to be fair, but 16 weeks out, you've got quite a lot to play with. Yeah,
and then I've got to, I've 166. I'm hoping to hit, my number was 165 before Christmas. I don't know if that'll happen, just the way the scale is showing, but we'll see. So we've got to get, the lightweights for me is under 154, so that's the plan anyways.
Yeah, because you want to be shredded, don't you?
Yeah, I've been on stage before and happy with my physique, but I know there's more in there. So I just want to get glutes have came in, but I want them in more. Hamstrings have been tight, but I want them tighter. Like little shit like that. That just for me is like, okay, let's really try to do something stupid this year.
Yeah. Let's really push the envelope, mate, and just take it all off.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to go on stage and like people to be like, all right, like this is, even though he's a lightweight, like this guy's in contention for the legit, man, like all I want for 2019 is like an overall win, whether it's in lightweights or I'm going to do classic physique too, just to feel it out and see what happens. But man, I've never won an overall. So that's like really what I want this year.
Yeah. Mate, the way you're talking about the shows as well makes me just miss competing so much.
It's so hard, eh? You go from like when you're in prep, like near the end of it, you're like, man, I can't wait to start building again. And then when you're like in the off season, in the thick of it, you're like, man, I just want to be shredded.
Yeah. I wish I was dieting next year. I've got so many clients next year competing. I've got 15 clients competing, and holy shit, I wish I was competing with them. Some of my close friends doing it. I'm just like, oh god, wish I was getting shredded. I wish I was getting shredded. That kind of cool look that you get. It's awesome, but we'll have to wait.
It pays off, right? That's the thing, right? Look for you, right? Looking at 2020, Jack's gonna be like just wrecking it.
To be honest, mate, I'm not even saying this like to blow my own trumpet, but I made incredible improvements in form when I took an off season last year. Like I've got photos of me when I was 166 pounds. I looked abysmal. Like I'll send these to you on WhatsApp after. I looked fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I had a 4-month off season. And the way I looked again at 166 when I was coming down was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
In comparison to before. So imagine what I'll look like with 16 months.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like imagine that much more time. Like I've only had between this prep and last show was like 8 months, right? And for what my back was able to accomplish in 8 months, I'm like, okay, after this year, let's see what we can do. Like you said, with like 16, 17, 18 months of work and then see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be nuts, man. It'd be nuts. It'd be fucking fun to see. Can't wait.
I know, sweet. Anything else you want to add to the meal timing thing before we wrap this up, man?
Yeah, I would say probably my biggest point would be just eat for you as an individual.
Yeah.
Like, don't copy me or Leroy's food.
Yeah.
Just make sure you can do that. What I would say is play around with a few things.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of experimentation, right? Like figuring out, okay, like what foods digest better, what foods, give me more fuel. Like there's a lot of variables that you as an athlete need to play around with.
Yeah, like if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I'm going to have rice because Leroy said it, perhaps that will work for you. But how about try it? Try it with a decently low amount of carbohydrates. See how you feel.
Yep.
See what your digestion's like. Most importantly, are you getting any gas after you've eaten? If you are, then you need to assess what you're kind of having.
Yep.
Because you shouldn't have any gas really after you eat. That is your GI is technically disrupted if you do. So again, just play around with a few things. Like personally for me, my current food setup, I've just kind of acclimated up over years of just trying and practicing different things. And when you find something that works, something that allows you to feel good, just stick with that.
Yeah,
that'd be my biggest piece of advice, really, man.
Yeah, it's as we said, it's playing around with it, figuring out, okay, what foods work for me, what foods don't. What time. Like some people need longer pre-workout for their meals. Some people need closer to the workout depending on what they're eating, right? Like if you're going to have, for you, right? Like you mentioned rice cakes and jam earlier, like one of those or two of those pre-workout for me, if I have them like 20 minutes out, it's in my system so fast. And like, whereas something more bulkier, I need more time.
Yeah, for sure.
Even on what I'm training too, like on a leg day, if I eat too close, that's bad news.
Really?
Yeah, like if I eat a bigger meal like an hour before legs, like I can feel it in my system. Whereas like if I'm doing something smaller like shoulders or arms, I could eat like 20 minutes out and I would feel fine.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. Again, it's just all person dependent, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. All right, dude. Well, I think we answered the question as best we could.
We did. Who asked the question? Do I know her?
It was Jeannie.
It's always Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny's always thousands of questions. I love Jenny. Jenny's competing next year as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome. Looking forward to that. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That'd be awesome.
All right, people. Well, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to stay up to date because me and this guy are going to be doing this, as he said, on a regular basis. Going to be answering your questions, updating you on where we're at, which is cool because we're both on the opposite sides of the spectrum. I'm in prep, yes. He's in off season, so it'll be hopefully a good learning tool for some people. So all our social media will be linked down below, so give us a follow. Any questions, don't hesitate to message us. Any last words, man, before we end this?
Yeah, the biggest thing I want you guys to take away watching this is enjoy your Christmas.
Yeah, enjoy your Christmas, people.
I've had so many messages today from clients stressed about Christmas. Just chill the fuck out for 2 to 3 days.
Yep.
You will not gain. Yes, you might gain a few pounds, but who cares?
You can always get them back off.
Easy. Get off in fucking 2 days.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, this was great. Again, we'll set next week's up. We'll figure things out and enjoy the rest of your day, bud.
Absolutely, dude. I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, man. Have a good day and thanks again.